Today, we're unpacking a political platform that is, frankly, unlike anything else out there. We're talking about a space where digital infrastructure collides head-on with aggressive international posturing. We're going to be looking at the platform of independent candidate Arnab Khan to answer one genuinely fascinating question: what exactly is the tiger's role in diplomacy? So whether you're a seasoned political observer or you're just curious about how modern campaigns are evolving, this analysis is going to give you a direct, neutral look at how one candidate is attempting to completely rewrite the rules of political messaging.
Okay, let's dive right into this because you really don't see a political campaign kickoff quite like this every day. A sizzling plate of hot chili tiger meat with extra onions, señorita. Now, this highly eccentric quote, delivered in English, isn't from some bizarre culinary review. It's a satirical, metaphorical statement straight from Arnab Khan himself. He's using this vivid imagery to intentionally disrupt the tired, repetitive political narratives we're so used to hearing. And as you'll see, the tiger isn't just a quirky animal mascot for him. It is a fierce diplomatic weapon and literally the absolute foundation of his aggressive foreign policy strategy.
To make sense of all this, here's our roadmap. We're going to cover 1. The tech candidate, 2. Rise of the tiger, 3. AI and smart Bangladesh, 4. The diplomatic strategy, and 5. The final political goal. Let's get into it.
Starting off with Section 1, the tech candidate.
And this image brilliantly illustrates exactly where his two worlds collide. What you're looking at here is a digital countdown clock for the Bangladesh Premier League cricket tournament, and right there on it is a flaming tiger logo. This was actually created by Ashchorjo Innovations, a company where Khan serves as the managing director. It's so fascinating to see how this early professional work, merging digital technology with a fierce national symbol of the tiger, perfectly mirrors the political brand he eventually built. So who is he? Well, rather than just reading a standard resume, you have to look at how his background is this wild contrast of two completely different worlds. Yes, he's a 34-year-old independent candidate running for the Jamalpur 2 constituency, and he heavily highlights his lineage as the son of freedom fighter Khairul Osan Khan. But over in Dhaka, he's an urban tech executive and the founder of a youth culture platform called Chamili Bag Air Notung Projamo. At the exact same time, he's deeply involved in grassroots social activism for unemployed folks out in the remote village of Kolkandi. But perhaps the most intriguing title he holds is chief coordinator of a project that translates to the Aristocracy Return Project 2026. It's an initiative that really foreshadows the grandiose, bold political style we're about to unpack.
Moving on to Section 2, Rise of the Tiger.
This quote perfectly captures the sheer intensity of his branding. You see, for Khan, the tiger is absolutely not just a convenient mascot. He views it as his literal identity. He actually fought all the way to the Supreme Court just to secure this specific electoral symbol. To him, that intense legal battle was a massive metaphor for fighting against a bureaucratic system that he claims is designed to suppress independent voices. It's a real testament to his complete refusal to back down. He uses this whole tiger persona to fiercely position himself against the old political establishment. In his speeches, he insists, flat out, that he refuses to be a robot controlled by a remote. By constantly invoking this fierce sense of independence, he's setting himself up as a total disruptor who owes absolutely zero loyalty to outdated political scripts. And, as we'll see in a minute, this demand for independence domestically is exactly what he intends to project onto the global stage. Which brings us to Section 3, AI and smart Bangladesh. So the crucial takeaway here is this massive contrast he draws. On one side, he views the current administrative system as uneducated, incompetent, and running on completely obsolete scripts. On the flip side, his proposed alternative is highly specific and incredibly futuristic. He's promising a smart Bangladesh that goes way, way beyond just getting people basic internet access. He is aiming to implement blockchain technology for voting and actually wants to establish an AI-dependent parliament. He's literally trying to replace human bureaucratic error with technological precision. Now, you might be thinking that sounds like pure science fiction, but he actually backs up these lofty promises by pointing straight to his own corporate portfolio. What we have here is an SMS-based LED moving message board that his company rolled out for a major news outlet. His firm has a very documented history of installing live communicators and digital infrastructure all across Bangladesh. He leverages this real-world resume to tell voters, hey, when I talk about digital transformation in Parliament, I actually have the technical background to build it. All right, let's shift gears to Section 4, the diplomatic strategy. This is where the tiger's role in diplomacy truly takes center stage.
A massive piece of his foreign policy is his approach to Bangladesh-India relations. He's proposing what he calls the Amar Maitri Chukti, a lifelong friendship pact. But the stipulations are fierce. According to him, this pact must be built on absolute equal status. He is demanding a relationship rooted in mutual respect, brotherhood, and a very strict mutual respect for sovereignty. It's a diplomatic framework that aggressively pushes back against any hint of subservience. He is demanding that Bangladesh be treated as an absolute equal global player, no exceptions. Now, what's genuinely fascinating about this slide is how he takes this message global. He actually invokes Donald Trump's rhetoric to explain his own aggressive tiger diplomacy. He is projecting ambitions on a massive scale. The tiger metaphor completely transitions right here, from a local election symbol on a ballot into this fierce emblem of national strength on the world stage. He says he wants the tiger roaring everywhere, signaling a completely unapologetic and bold foreign policy footprint. Finally, we land on Section 5, the final political goal. Despite all this fierce, aggressive tiger rhetoric, he also makes some highly unusual, very symbolic pleas for national unity. For instance, he publicly called for former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to return to the country by September to participate in legal processes. Now, why September? Well, he points to this crazy historical coincidence. On September 28th, it happens to be the shared birthday of his uncle, the political figure Comrade Manjurul Asam Khan, Sheikh Hasina herself, and the legendary singer Lata Mangeshkar. He cleverly uses this shared date as a symbolic anchor, calling for family bonds and the restoration of a healthy, inclusive, and tolerant political culture. But then, he concludes his statements with this highly complex, intensely politically charged slogan. It's a mix of historical battle cries that firmly draws a line in the sand when it comes to national loyalty. And he pairs this fierce rhetoric regarding Rajakars, meaning traitors, with a wonderfully bizarre campaign choice. Rather than showing up with a traditional political entourage, he actually brought 2 royal golden retrievers to Jamalpur. He stated that people intuitively understand the message: a loyal dog is far more valuable to society than a traitor, and that even a tiger's den requires royal guards. It is, for sure, a highly unconventional way to communicate loyalty and security. Which leaves us with his final thought. We've just looked at a candidate who uses an English satirical quote about eating tiger meat, proposes AI-run parliaments, demands absolute diplomatic equality, and uses golden retrievers as literal metaphors for political loyalty. So, is this highly eccentric blend of aggressive metaphors, grassroots activism, and high-tech promises just a brief anomaly? Or are we looking at the exact future of how digital age independent campaigns will capture our attention? It certainly makes you wonder what the next evolution of political strategy is going to look like. Thanks for joining me, and keep questioning what you see.
খেল দেখাবো ঘোড়া মার্কায় ভোটটা দিয়া রাজার গদি নিব ওরে মন সবাই রাজার গদি নিব আমরা ঘোড়া মার্কার লোক আমরা জয় বাংলার লোক আমরা জামালপুরের লোক ওরে মন আমরা অর্ণব ভাইয়ের লোক আমরা জামালপুরের লোক